Hi friends at home. In this video, I'm going to be going over your Chapter 12 math review with you. This can be found in your math book. It is page 477. It's this pink at the top pages. And I just want to remind you that this review goes over all of the concepts that we have learned in this math chapter. So if there is any confusion on any of these problems as we go through this, you want to make sure that you pay really good attention because this is the last chance you'll have before our test that we'll be taking on Monday. So we'll go through this review together, we'll work through the problems, and then make sure you've got 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to go back over this, practice the problems, maybe have mom or dad give you some other sample problems, and really make sure that you have a good understanding for how to do all these problems, and you will do great on the test come Monday, okay? So let's take a look here. The first one says, which number is 10 less than 17? If we use our mental math for that one, and we know that 17 is 1 10 and 7 ones, if I take away 1 10, I'd be left with just 7 ones. So for that one, you can circle B. 10 less than 17 is 7. Looking at number 2, it says, which equation can you use to subtract 90 minus 70? Now, if we're using an addition equation to subtract, it will have to have a 90 and a 70, and then whatever the difference is. Remember, with fact families, it's the same 3 numbers, just in different orders. So I can go through very quickly, and if it doesn't have a 90 and a 70 in it, I can cross it off. So for example, this first one has a 90 and a 70 and a 20. I don't know yet if that's correct, but it does have those two, so we're going to leave that one alone. The second one has a 90, but I don't see a 70, so it can't be B. So you can cross B off. That one you don't even have to try to solve. Looking at C, I see a 90, a 50, and a 40, but I don't see that 70, so it can't be C. And for D, I have a 90, but I have a 40 and a 50. I don't see that 70, so it also can't be D. So without even having to work out the equation, I can tell that the only possible option here is A. 20 plus 70 equals 90. And if I were to draw that out, that would be 10, 20 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And if I add all of those up all together, that would give me the 90. So I know that A is the correct choice. Okay, let's look down now at number 3. I have 6 tens, take away 3 tens. Well, I know that 6 take away 3 is 3, so 6 tens take away 3 tens must be 3 tens. Okay, moving on to number 4. I have 80, take away 40. Well, I know if I had 8 and I took away 4, I would have 4. So 80 take away 40 must be 40. And those are kind of like our doubles facts that we practiced back at the beginning of the year. Looking at number 5, I have 71 minus 40. Now, because I'm subtracting 40, I'm not taking away any ones. So I know that there has to be a 1 in the ones place. And all of these answers have a 1. So at this point, I know it could be any one of those answers. Now I have to look at my tens. So I have 7 tens, take away 4 tens. Now, if you can do that mentally in your mind, 7 take away 4, or if you want to use your counters that God gave you, your fingers, you can do that as well. So if I have 7 and I take away 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm left with 3. So I know my answer has to be 3 tens and 1 1, 31. Moving on to number 6. Sorry, I keep looking over at Grayson. He's sitting at the table playing with some paper, so as long as he's being a good boy, I'll let him stay there. What number is 10 less than 62? Well, if I look at my tens, I have 6 tens. If I take away a 10, I would have 5 tens. So my answer is 52. All right, if you want to flip now to the back side of your paper, we'll go over the problem-solving word problems on the back of the page. He's got a roll of wrapping paper. I was wrapping my nephew's first communion gift, and he's playing with the leftover wrapping paper now. All right, so it says Kelly writes a story that has 80 words. So let's circle that, 80 words. There are 50 words on the first page, so circle the 50. The rest of the words are on the second page. So which equation can Kelly use to find out how many words are on the second page? So you know I always like to do the part, whole addition box. So I'll draw that here. And we know that our whole, or our total, is 80. That's how many she is trying to have all together. And bear with my writing. I'm using the computer to draw, so it's a little sketchy. And there are 50 words on the first page. So this part is going to be 50. So now I can set up my equation knowing that it'll have 2 parts. One of them will be 50. It will have a total, which will be 80. So all of my totals are 80. So at this point, it could be any one of those. Now I have to find one that has 50 as one of my parts. So this first one has 20 and 60. So it can't be that one. My second one here has a 50 and a 30, so it could be that one, but we'll come back and check. This one has a 40 and a 40, so it can't be that one. And this one has a 70 and a 10, so it can't be that one. So now if I look at the one that has the 50 as one part, and then I have 3 more 10s. Well, 50, 60, 70, 80, 3 more 10s, or 30 would get me to 80. So our answer for that one is B. Now we're going to take a look over here at number 8. Looking at this table, it says the table shows how long each friend studies. So Eli studied for 40 minutes, Dylan studied for 30, and Adam studied for 50. So how many more minutes does Eli study than Dylan? So we're looking at Eli and Dylan. So for this problem, we don't even need to look at how many minutes Adam read because they're not asking us about Adam, okay? So we're going to be comparing Eli and Dylan. So Eli had 40 because his is the bigger number. That's going to be our top number in our box. That's going to be our whole in our part, whole equation. And then to find the difference between them, we'll take the 30 and we'll make 30 one of our parts. And then whatever number we end up putting here will be our other part or our other addend to tell us the difference, okay? So I have 3 10s. I want to get to 4 10s. I can mentally decide that to go from 3 10s to 4 10s, I need 1 more 10. So 30 plus 10 is 40. So our answer for that one is 10. Moving down now to number 9. I'm going to move myself up now so that we can see 9. It says Ellie gets 90 points on her test. So I'm going to circle 90. Ava gets 10 less points than Ellie. So how many points does Ava get on her test? Well, if Ellie has 90, which is 9 10s, and Ava has 10 less, 9 10s, take away 1 10 would be 8 10s. Good job. Go ahead and circle C. And the last one on our review, we're talking about the Bulldogs. They scored 77 points in their basketball game. So circle 77. They beat the Tigers by 20 points. That's a big point difference. So how many points did the Tigers score? Okay, so for this problem, if we look at it in terms of part, whole, the whole amount will be our biggest number. That's that 77. And because we know that the Tigers scored 20 points, 20 is going to be one of our parts. So whatever number goes in this other box will end up being our other part. Oh, Now, for the sake of this, we're only changing our tens here. The ones place has a 0. So we're looking at the difference between 7 tens and 2 tens. So to go from 2 tens to 7 tens, we would need from 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now, if I count these up, that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens, which is 50. So the difference between 20 and 77 is 50, but because we already have 7 ones, our answer is 57. We can't forget about those ones. Okay? All right, friends, so go ahead and you can tear this out of your book if you want. You can leave it in your book if that's easier. Make sure you go over these problems and really practice as adding and subtracting groups of 10. You'll do great on the test on Monday. See you later, friends. Bye.